Good morning and welcome to the Courage Coalition. I am on today with a guest that you guys are going to have fun with because I have fun with her. Jordan Reynolds is an expert social media strategist. Oh gosh, there's that word, social media. Let's own it. So uncomfortable, so weird, all the things, all the emotions, all the beliefs. And so that's why I'm on with her today. I want her to bring her, what I love to say, kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. I love to say it because it's true. We make the word, the emotion so difficult. So, Jordan, I am excited to have you on today.
I am so excited to be here. I love it. And yes, I am all about simplicity. So I am so excited for this conversation.
Awesome. So, Jordan is a social media strategist, a coach who helps entrepreneurs show up online with confidence and consistency without overthinking every post. Through her coaching, retreats, and social media management agency, she helps people simplify their strategy and create content that actually connects. She's all about keeping it real, making content fun again, and helping people grow without creation burnout. And boy howdy does that one feel real, right? We've all been there. And you love to post about how even as a strategist you get burned out. Let's start there. Let's talk about what it means to really step outside of what everyone says we should be doing. Posting 3 times a day, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, whatever it is. I don't even know what the normal one is right now. I've walked away from that.
100%. So I want to take you guys back to, let's say, like 2021.
Okay.
So in 2021, it was kind of like the Wild West of video, to be honest with you guys. And if you remember at that time, everyone was saying create every single day and
Mhm.
post 5 to 10 times a day. And for me, I did for a long time. And what it led me to was I was totally burned out. And they also at the time said you need to niche down, only talk about one thing. And at the time, like I was sharing about this one topic and I was like, I hate this now. Like, and it was something that like I loved helping people with, but man, 5 videos a day to 10 videos a day, I was so done. And that's really what led me to be like, how could we do this differently?
Mm,
Because I also feel like, a lot of people are creating content to help people with social media, but it's geared towards creators,
right.
not business owners.
Yes.
And so I was like, how do we do this in a way that's actually doable? And so that's really where I started learning how to batch content. I looked at what are the things I actually want to be talking about besides like this one topic. And once I gave myself the freedom to share more, oh my gosh, like I actually was excited to create again. And so that's kind of where I started. And I love to keep it simple because it really can be super, super simple.
Okay, so you highlighted a couple of things down there in there. The word niche. Oh my gosh, I feel like that should be the number one cuss word in the world
For sure.
for sure, right? Like we shouldn't be saying that word anymore. I am so tired of that word. But it's because it did not feel good to me. I don't care how much success you've had. I don't care what you've done in business or coaching or whatever it is. If if you tell me one more time that I need to be that specific to one thing, I'm going to scream. I'm going to absolutely scream. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to get outside of that. Why you decided that it was okay to step outside of that box.
Yeah. I felt like I wasn't just that person. I felt like I wasn't just the girl that talked about, like I was talking about gut health. I wasn't
Mhm.
just the gut health girl. I wasn't just the fitness girl. I've done other things in my life that I wanted to actually talk about. And so for me, I was like, let's see what happens. And what really happened was exciting. I actually started connecting with more people
Mm.
because people that love travel, they were like, oh, she's cool. I'll follow her. I love my dogs and started posting them more. And people started connecting with that as well. And so I think whenever you let yourself see what else you want to be talking about, you actually do grow and you grow like your business as well. So that's kind of what I started doing.
And One of the things I want you to highlight, I guess, or talk about here is why it's so important to talk about or to post or to do videos based on who you are as a whole. Why do you feel like that is such a, for lack of a magnet for people to find you?
I think video is so fun. So I definitely have been doing social for over 10 years back when it was just graphics. And that was great. But we really didn't have like the face to camera connection. And I know now that is so powerful.
Yeah.
And so I think like you have such a great opportunity to grow a business. I hate the word brand, but you can grow a brand as well. And a brand is just who you are and like why people come to your page, you know? And so I think with video, you're able to showcase your personality, what you actually want to be talking about.
Mhm.
And there has never been a better time. So I just get so passionate about it because it's so fun. Like somebody could start right now, Corey, and in the next 90 days, their business could be so different if they started putting themselves on camera.
I love that, and I think it's also probably one of the most uncomfortable things. We talk about social media being uncomfortable for so many people. Jordan is young and it's a part of her generation, her life, all of those things. And we're like, well, you don't get it. But the thing is she does because she works with so many people that it was not a part of their life, right? And that's like my generation. I'm like, oh, this is like gonna kill me. I'm gonna rip my heart out, right? But Jordan has
Yeah.
just shown me that it does not have to feel that way. And I have to go back for a second, you guys. When I was working with Jordan, she said, you need to put more on there about your dogs. They're so awesome. My number one most viewed post ever is my 5 dogs rolling in mud. So,
Yeah.
so stupid, but so amazing at the same time, right?
Yes. Yes. People love it. And I always say, like, you know, we love our puppies and our cats and stuff. They're expensive. Make them work a little bit. It's all good. Like, I definitely use Ollie and Ren quite often, but I think that's so funny. It
I
just
love it.
reminds me.
And you know what I think it really does is one of the things that, I'm an expert in is finances and business. But one of the points I always bring home to people is that if you don't show up in your business as who you are, then people can't connect. They don't trust. And trust is that thing that we need as humans. They're going to trust the person that from the brand, whether you're selling an item, a service, if they trust you, you've got them forever, right? Because they know who you are and what you stand for. And so, one of the things that I think has been so powerful is really stepping into that. And that's why I hate the word niche, is that I am not a bookkeeping firm. I am a mom, I am a wife, I am an adventurer. I love to adventure and travel, like you said. I am I am a foundation creator. I have this passion about foster care. And when we bring all of that together, people begin to understand you better. And when they understand you better, they trust you. So, can you talk a little bit or bring some awareness into what that means? So, yes, it's stepping outside of the business per se, but what it means to really show up as yourself. But also, I want you to dive into what it looks like. Do we have to have 5 pages for 5 different things? Do we have to continually, show up on every platform? Talk a little bit about that because I think that is a very freeing conversation and you do it so well.
Yeah. So I think the first thing is that I always want people to pick a platform first and get really really good at being consistent there before they add anything else. I always think about, I taught fitness for 13 years. Like we're not going to come into the gym on day 1 and say I'm going to do 75 hard because you're going to set yourself up for failure. I promise you. So it's the similar thing to social media. You're not going to start, day 1 and be like, okay, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Substack. Like that makes me want to throw up a little bit too. Like, ew, I'm not going to do that. So pick one. And if it's video, like choose either Instagram or TikTok. Both you can edit in, but choose one. And then when you're really consistent and you feel confident in that, that's when you can start posting them other places. I think gone are the days you have to have platform specific content. I believe now video is everywhere. So you really can, I call it repurposing, but you can just repost it to the other platforms
Yeah.
once you're consistent. That's the thing. And so I think too, it's like when you're first trying to start being consistent on social, it's like, should you be posting 7 days a week? No, you're going to really be upset because that's a lot of work. So, should you be doing 5? I don't know. You decide your capacity level. I think we're going into the holidays. So, what I would love for everybody listening, if you're like, okay, Jordan, I'm a beginner, like, I need to get back into this, 3, three
Mhm.
days a week is like your sweet spot. And like, that's what I want you guys to start doing. And I know when you're consistent with that, you think, well, what could 2 more feel like?
Yeah.
And then you add on from there. But if you start at 7 and you're like, man, I have to edit all this stuff. I've got to post. I have kids. I've got this thing. Like, it's overwhelming. And
Yeah.
whenever we're overwhelmed and confused, we do nothing or we don't do it the way that we want to. Right. And then
Right.
we're like, what's the point?
Right.
So
Absolutely.
that's where I would start. And then I would also really recommend you guys sit down and like, I call it kind of like a brain dump. I do with all my clients whenever they first start with me. It's like, what do you actually want to be talking about? We are so close to our businesses and what we want to create so much. We don't take the time to sit down and really think, what all do I do? Because like we look at our lives and we think, well, it's like so boring. I just sit in front of a computer every day. Well, so do 99% of all Americans and Canadians, you guys. Like 100%. Most people in the world sit in front of a computer. So it's totally fine. What you do is enough. Like show all of that. But I think sitting down and saying, okay, like for me, a couple years ago, I sat down and I was like, what do I want to talk about? I love my dogs. I absolutely love to travel. I love to encourage people and motivate people. And I love to show like my own health journey and share the things that I'm personally going like through because I know it will help other people. And then I also talk about social media. And all of that plays a massive role together because I might not like connect with Jennifer about social media, but she might need it. But she might find me through travel, or Melissa might find me through my cute dogs. Like, you never know. And so sit down and think about what do I want to talk about? And then I think what I want to share too, what you said earlier, like, I taught fitness for 13 years, but I taught Zumba. I did not use my voice for 13 years, you guys. So video for me was a challenge. Like nobody's I said this on live today. Nobody starts doing this and it's like comfortable. We all just like feel it in our stomachs a little bit. We're like, seriously? Can I do this? So you just have to start. And for me, it's been just a journey. And I think it's just a walking out. And I think acknowledging to yourself, like, I'm a beginner. I'm going to put out some content that's not the best, and that's okay. If I could show y'all my 2019 stuff, I don't know if I'd be on this podcast right now, but we also have to start somewhere.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, just get started.
I love that. And I think there's a couple things I want to talk about is that when you when you say consistency, and so it's like 3 days a week. I remember that's where I started, and it wasn't with you, it was long before I knew you, but it was like 3 days a week. But talk about whether or not you think it's important that it's the same 3 days every month, every week, right? Like, so that is it important? It's not just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday one week, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday the next week. But why consistency matters, and if the day of the week being the same over and over again, and even the time of day is important.
So, I think when it comes to consistency and habit forming, I think having the same day is helpful. But from a performance perspective, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Obviously, like Thursday is better than a Friday. People are kind of checked out on Fridays. But I think from like getting those like consistency in place, like do Monday, Wednesday, Friday,
Yeah.
or do like Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, decide what works for you and go from there. I think time of day, it's kind of fun. I love talking about this. This is so fun. Afternoon, this is going to give so many people here, like that are business owners, freedom. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, your posting window, I believe, starts at 6 a.m., maybe 5:45. Goes to 11, and people are not on their phones from 11 to about 5.
Okay.
So you don't need to be messaging people back, doing customer service. Like if you want to be kind of going back and forth with people, like morning and night. And your
Morning.
posting should be morning and night too. So I think for me, what I've seen with clients is like 5:45 to about 8:30 is a great window as well at night. But before like in the afternoon, it doesn't really work that well.
Okay.
So you could do other things in your business, but It's
Don't do
kind of nice.
social.
You don't have to do social media in the afternoon. Like, go take a walk, go see some like sunshine. That's great for you.
Right.
Drink some water, go to the gym. But I think like in the morning, it's a really great time. I also will say Sunday nights is like golden time to
Okay.
launch things or really get a lot of eyeballs on the things that you want because people are on their phones. So I think
Okay.
six after 6 o'clock on Sunday nights is amazing.
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. And Sundays are like a no gamer for me. The Sundays are
Yeah.
family day, and I'm willing to honor that. But if I'm in the middle of, let's say, launching a fundraiser or pushing a fundraiser or something like that for the foundation, I can totally just quickly get that scheduled, right, you guys? And that's what we're going to come into next because we talk about consistency. And one of the easiest, most time freedom thing you can give to yourself is scheduling. And I believe that in my core. And yes, you do have to dump one day, right? Or one week, right? For that depends on how you're scheduling. But when we give it all for one time, we think about that and we think about time management and focus and all the science behind it. When you're dialed in, guess what happens? It gets done. It's just random. Do. Oh, I got to do this. Shoot, I got to do this. That it's things begin to fall by the wayside. So let's talk about scheduling and your passion because you are passionate about this.
Yeah, because I've definitely done it the other way where I wake up. Oh, okay, I just want to get into it right now. We're just going to go. So I'm an Enneagram 7. And if you know anything about that, it makes so much sense. Okay. So fly by the seat of our pants, very creative, wake up, however we feel. It's like that doesn't work anymore, guys. So, like, we need some systems to support us while we can be creative. So, I found after doing the whole 5 to 10 videos, creating every day, I was like, I can't function anymore. There's got to be a different way. And that's whenever I started batching. And I'm so passionate about batching because if you could have all of your content scheduled for the week, yes, it's possible. I know some people listening are like, there's no way. There's
Yep.
ways. And like, how would that feel? You'd have so much more time to do the things you actually want to do. Maybe go for a walk, go to the gym, take better care of you, like spend time in your business because you didn't sign up to be a creator, right? Like it's a great way to like get people to know what you're doing, but it needs to work with you, not take over your life.
Yeah.
And so for me, once I started batching all my content, it changed so much for me. I was able to work on other projects and things I actually wanted to be doing besides like being a content creator. And
Right.
so batching is basically what I teach is you take an hour each week. Usually it's Saturday mornings and you batch all of your content. So before you go into the day, you know what you need to film. So whether it's like you walking outside, you at the gym, you drinking a bottle of water, you putting on a jacket, it sounds so funny. But if you think about the things that you're watching on social media, you'll start seeing it as content. You're like, I see that girl, she's putting on a jacket, she's putting on boots. So the girl's reading a book. And that's the content that we watch. And so, why do we think and discount the things we do when it's what we're watching and it's who we're buying from on social media? And so, like, for me, I look over there right now and I'm like, I'm not going to film over there. It's a little bit chaotic. I'll film right here because it's cute and it's fun. So if your house is that way too, shove your stuff to the side. But we've got some videos we have to do. So before any batch day starts, I have a list of like 7 videos I want to shoot. And when they're done, I'm like, thank you. This feels so good. I'm going for a walk. I come back, and that's when I'll start putting my text on top of my videos, finding my audios, and I schedule those suckers. And then I can go do the things I want to do.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It is amazing when you do it. But I think it's like you've probably heard of this, but I definitely believe, and I'm curious what you think too, Corey. It's like we can know something,
Oh,
but it's like, are we practicing it? Like for me, I know I need to be going to like the gym, like hardcore right now. Just did it the first day today. Thank you. But I know it. Am I practicing it? Not yet, but I am now.
what?
So we can know batching, we can know all of that, but it's like, are you doing it? Because when you do it, you will never, ever, ever stop because it is a game changer in your business. 100%. Same thing with the gym, guys. Like, I started today and I was like, really, Jordan? Like, seriously? I always liken it to this meme, and it's like this dog in front, and there's like everything's on fire behind you.
Yes.
And I think about it like this, it's all the things we need to do. is always following us, but whenever we actually do it, it's like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Right.
And the fire goes away. So like it's time, you
Absolutely.
guys. It's time.
Absolutely. And I think one of the most powerful things here is that, we all know this, what Jordan's saying, but nothing changes unless something changes. So if you're listening to this because you know that 2026 is your social media year, you have got to step outside of that discomfort, that fear, that a fear of being seen, afraid of what other people are going to think, right? You guys, one of the most powerful things I was ever told is that we all sell something. We all are selling something. And then it came back to being a mom, right? Because that's always going to be my foundation. It's always going to be my first love, my first priority. And they said, every morning when those kids wake up, you're selling them something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so right. Please don't cry. Let's just get dressed. It's okay. I'm not going to hit any snaggles in your hair. I'm selling her something or him something every single day. But we don't want to look at it like that. We believe that that's just doing life. Well, you're right. But guess what? Doctors are selling, teachers are selling. It doesn't matter. Lawyers are selling. We're all selling something. It doesn't matter what you do. So take out the yucky, take out the nasty with that word and just realize you're showing up and somebody needs that service, that product. Doesn't mean it's for everybody, and that's great. We all get to choose, right? But scheduling has been absolutely game changing for me. And I want to go back for a second because I was like, oh, I have this content calendar back early days when I really started showing up, but it still wasn't scheduled. So, yes, maybe it was there, but I didn't have it scheduled. And the number one thing I talk to people in their business about when I'm business coaching is, well, scheduling doesn't feel organic. Okay, well, then nothing feels organic because if you are dumping all your thoughts, all your desires onto a plate, it is yours. Whether you eat it now or next week, doesn't matter. It's still yours. I just curated and put on a beautiful retreat in Costa Rica. And when I walked into that airplane, I said, from this day forward, everything is about the retreat. I am 100% showing up for the retreat and or my family. That is it, right? How did I do that and keep showing up? Because it was scheduled. Because I did not drop my consistency at all. Everything was scheduled 100% out during that week. And that gave me the freedom to show up. So if you're tired of going on vacation and getting on your phone, then schedule. If you're tired of showing up to work and saying, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Then schedule. I am now a big, like, Jordan, you have sold me on this one.
I love it.
So, what do you tell clients when they say scheduling is so not real? It's not organic.
We're gonna go there, aren't we?
We
Oh
are. We're
man.
going there because I
I
want
would
to debunk this whole social media thing. I want to debunk that it means something about you. It doesn't mean diddly squat about you. Show up as who you are, be a real good human, and guess what? That's who you are.
Okay. So what I would ask you is what's your plan then?
What's my plan?
What, what's your plan then if you're not going to schedule? What
Right.
happens when your kiddo gets sick? What happens when you get sick? What happens when you want to go on vacation? You have no internet. My worst nightmare. What happens if you are on a road trip and have no internet? I mean, what are you going to do? What happens if your business, like, things happen? You actually have to be doing other things. You can't be creating content.
Right.
What happens? I know because I've worked with people like this. They do not post consistently because it has to feel good. We're just going
Right.
to go there. It has to feel good. It has to feel intuitive. I'm sorry. Do you want to live here or do you want to see growth? Like, we can't have both. Like, you can be intuitive on your batch day and be like, what do I want to post?
Right.
What feels good to me? And you actually sit down and you're like, really, what are the people that follow me looking for? And like, we have our guts for a reason. We listen to them. It's
Yes.
important. When it comes to business, like, you can listen to it at a designated time and schedule your stuff. And like, that's going to help you grow your business and your impact. But if we live in like, oh, I just have to fill it. I don't feel like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not kidding. This is a girl I worked with. Love her so much. She's now batching content. So I love her. She's listening. Love you so much. I'm so happy you're batching. She's like, I just don't think 10 o'clock is the time. And I'm like, okay, well then what do you think the time is? She's like, I just have to think about it. And I'm like, I think we could decide now. I think let's try 7. She's like, okay. And now she's thriving, you guys.
Oh,
So I love my intuitive girls. Like, I love you guys so much. We need more of y'all in our lives, but you will find so much like freedom in scheduling. And I
yeah,
think you're more creative too. And you're more in tune with what it is that you want to be doing and saying, because you're not having to wake up with anxiety and say,
yeah,
oh my gosh, like, what do I feel today? When you have
absolutely.
1,000 other things to do. So
Absolutely. And
that's what I would say.
I'm gonna challenge people that heard you say maybe Saturday mornings, right? Because maybe that's where Jordan batches. But for me, weekends, I promised myself a year ago that weekends were off limits for business. And guess what? Batching is business. This
Yeah.
is it is no different than paying an advertising firm and having to meet with them and talk to them about what you want to show because they don't come up with your content for you. They have to meet with you and talk to you and decide. So why is it any different? For me,
Hmm.
instead of just sitting down and writing it all at once, I always have a note on my phone. And when something comes to me, I just put it in there so that when it's time to actually sit with my social media, I can go back to that note and go, oh, yeah, I remember that. And if it's a quote or something that really gave me this feeling, this organic, oh, I'm so excited, which I'm never. So don't be honest. I'm never that excited about it. But if it feels good, then I'll write it down. I'm not going to post it right now. I'm not going to produce it right now. I'm not even going to create it right now. I'm just going to write it down. And then when that day of the week, that day of the month, because I have gone as far as a month out,
It's
and
amazing.
everyone's like crazy. And to some degree it is. I didn't love it. It took too much to do a month, but a week is so amazing. I love weeks. And sometimes 2 weeks. Right now I'm 2 weeks out because it felt good. I just
That's
knew
awesome.
I was pushing a fundraiser we're dropping. So I knew what it looked like and it felt great. And then I just told Jordan before we hit record, guess what? I'm going to break every consistency rule here in a couple weeks. And that's okay because I
Yeah.
have been consistent all year long, every year, every week, every month, 5 days a week. This is when I've showed up. And the last 2 weeks, I could schedule it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, it's break time and take the break. So let's talk about that because consistency is critical. It's critical, but also understanding who we are, what we need, what we stand for. So how do you decide between the people that are like, well, this is just uncomfortable and they're not going to do it and they're just using they need a break as an excuse. And so cuz that's fear and people that are like, no, you know what? I just need to step away for a little bit.
It's a good question. I think whenever that happens, I like to ask, like, okay, well, what is the plan after?
Mhm.
Like, or what's going on that you feel like you need to do that? Because you might just need to do a batch day, schedule, and walk away.
Mhm.
I think a lot of times we avoid the work that we don't want to do, or we avoid the things that we know we need to say, but we're just like, it's easier for me to just like take a break. Or I just really feel like I need this. I'm sorry.
Do you hear Jordan's dogs? Do you love them? See, they're her content.
Oh my goodness, they're my favorite coworkers sometimes. Um, but no, I think sometimes I think it's also I love to check with people and say like, what is the reason behind the break?
Yeah.
Like, what are you wanting on the other side of this? Because I know a lot of people will go on these breaks sometimes, and the whole time they're thinking about work. The whole
Oh,
time they're stressed,
yeah.
and they're like, I know I need to be doing all these things. And so, what if it was actually a system that you've been avoiding that you need to follow that could support you instead?
Mm,
And what if we just like, instead of we burned it to the ground, we went and had like a nice dinner with our family or our partner, or we went to the gym, or we took a walk and we got out of being all over our phones
right.
and we gave ourselves some like dead space
Mm, love it.
instead of burning it to the ground sometimes. So I like to ask questions. You know, there are some people that just really feel like, I just want a break. And it's like, cool. Well, like, do we want to have something in place instead? And so just kind of like challenging people on what could support them while we go on this break.
Okay. So now I'm going to put you really on the spot because I'm just going to put myself on the spot, right? Like this is my why. So help us walk through this because someone
Yeah.
out there is probably feeling the same way, right? So for me,
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with consistency, it has nothing to do with systems. I have all of that already. I've figured that out this year. That this has been my year, and my consistency has shown up. Whether it has reviews or likes or anything like that, like you guys, I removed that necessity to know those things or feel those things, because for me, that's what was preventing me from showing up, because all
100%.
of the noise around how you show up was overwhelming. So I just decided no looking. I don't look at my podcasts. I don't look at my social media likes. If someone friend requests me like on Facebook, because that's still one of my platforms, I actually check the person out. I want to know if I want you following me, right? I don't just
100%.
say yes, you guys, because there's too many weird people. I'm sorry, it's just weird. Like if I don't think you could either be a good human that supports not only my business but the foundation in life, then I just don't want you a part of it. And so it's getting clear with who you are. So for me, that's exactly why I needed the break. Is I've shown up in this one way all year, and it has felt right this year. It really did. It's like, this is how I'm going to do it. I came up with a schedule that worked for me between the podcast and the financial business and the nonprofit, and how it looks for me. And whether it works or not doesn't matter. It's just how it works for me. And then two, I've also gotten very clear, or very awakened into the next stage of Corey, the next level of Corey, and what that looks like. And so I know that the voice, the power, the person that shows up has to pivot a little bit, because it is the next chapter for me. And I need to sit with that for a little bit. I need to sit with what that looks like, so that I don't stay in what I've been doing, because that's not the next chapter. So for me, it's a very internal, like intuitive, nope, I need to sit with this and create in those 2 weeks. I'm going to be creating. It's just not going to be on social. So
Okay.
tell
Okay.
me how to sh- call me to the plate if you want to. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. Tell me that, nope, I feel it, whatever. If someone is, how does this change from being just like, nope, I'm not going to do it for 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's like what would support you when you do come back. And I think like a lot of times I think that we have to like figure it all out before we can finally show up. And I think I would tell you like it's better to put something out. And so what if you just like scheduled 4 pieces of content? Because you're only taking 2 weeks off,
Yeah,
right?
right. Hmm.
Yeah. What if you did like Tuesday, Thursday
Okay.
for those 2 weeks just to keep your account active?
Okay.
And people still see you. And if it's scheduled, it's supporting like the person that you are wanting to come back as in 2026.
Right.
And it would feel so much better. I think a lot of times whenever people do take breaks, it's just like going to the gym, like getting that muscle started again. But I feel like if you have content going out, you're going to feel like you've been showing up anyway
Okay.
while you're creating in the background.
Okay.
So that's what I would say.
Okay. Challenge accepted. I'll show up at least 2 days a week. Like, I'm
Perfect.
not an expert. I just know that I have to be true to myself. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I have found. Like, I have to be true to myself. I can't be the person that is going to dance in front of the camera and get 1,000 views. Oh my heck, absolutely not. You can call it fear. You can call it whatever you want. That is not me, and it's never going to be me, right? But I
Yeah.
can totally talk to the camera. I've learned how. Jordan's showed me the absolute amazingness in voiceovers, right? To hear our
Love
voice.
voiceovers.
I did a voiceover every day last week with the retreat. I don't know if you saw any of those, but I did a
Yeah.
voiceover every single day, because it is truth. It is so much truth in the connection to who you are. And maybe no one listens to them, but that's why you want the words on there too.
Yeah. And I remember when we worked together, and a lot of people feel this way too. It's like, okay, like, does this get me what I want with like clients and people I'm looking for? And I have loved seeing you just like make the decision to be like, let's go.
Let's go.
And you guys, she's a content machine. Like,
And I don't,
it
like I
makes
said,
me so excited when I see it. I'm like, yes.
but I don't even look at anything anymore. I show up. Like,
Yeah.
if you're one of those people that are like, oh, it has to be organic, I show up as who I am. Now, but I'm scheduling that crap, because my
Hmm.
family is way more important than content. And
Totally.
showing up in my business to actually support and provide the services that I'm selling for my clients is more important, right? I got to be able to do it all. But I
Yep.
am so clear on one, boundaries, and two, I have something on the calendar that says social media every single month, in and day out, on the exact same day, so that I know when I'm creating. And then I guess what? It's not this chore. It's just this thing. It's no different than if you're a business owner and you have to do your bookkeeping. Oh, how many times do I hear that? Well, I just don't ever have. Yeah, you do. Put it on your calendar. If you don't want to pay someone to do it, put it on your calendar and get the crap done,
Yeah.
right? We don't all like everything in our business, but you still got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing is that, Jordan, is that you give that freedom. You don't have to do it my way. I'm just going to tell you what works. And you don't have to do what works even if you don't want to, but don't expect change if nothing changes. Don't expect to lose 10 pounds at the gym if you don't ever go to the gym.
Exactly.
You didn't change your food and you didn't change your exercise regimen, so you're not losing 10 pounds. Sorry, not sorry.
100%. I think it's like I want every person that works with me to like find what it is they want to do when it comes to social media.
Yeah.
But I also will say like it's okay to get uncomfortable and try things too.
Yeah.
And like you, I don't look at likes. You know, I always tell people like I am not responsible for what happens with the content. I'm responsible to show up and create and then make it better every single time that I like create something.
I love
But
that.
like why am I going to waste my time looking at likes? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll go and reply to comments of course, but
Yes.
like you guys, if you're getting started, it's more important to start testing and trying things. And we're always testing. Like right now, I have a couple series going where I'm talking to the camera directly. Like, is it comfortable for me? No, but I'm doing it. And so, like, test and have fun with it. But I think, like, with my clients that work with me, it's like some people come in, that's their strong suit. Some people come in and thrive with B roll. But I also want to weave in some other things too, because I know people buy differently. And
Yeah.
I know that everyone can do this. And this is so powerful for your business, talking to the camera, but it doesn't have to be all the time.
Absolutely. And I think two things I want to bring up really quick while because you just said that is two. One, when you talk to the camera about something in your business, about something you're passionate about, it actually makes you show up more confidently when you're talking to the client because you've already talked to somebody and you're like, oh, that's human versus camera. It's not, it's practice. You know, have content around what you would be talking to your client about. That's practice. And we all can grow in our business, in our skills, in our mindset for the rest of our lives. There's no way there's ever going to be a boundary. Now you hear my dogs. See, like they're all stupid.
We started it
Exactly.
though.
But the second thing I want to, really highlight here is that we get to choose if we're going to only be about what everyone else thinks. That whole thought process that we're for everyone. No, you're not, you guys. You're not for everyone. You're not even for a fraction, like 0.27%. I think I put that statistic out yesterday or this week. Had nothing to do with social media, had to do with foster care. But you know what I mean? It's like you are for less than 0.27% of the population. So just own it and love it and step into that knowledge that whoever you're for is going to follow you. And the third thing I want to say is sometimes it's not even for the person watching. I have had so many people when I have gotten new clients on say, "Yeah, of course I went to social to see if you're real." They don't follow me. They don't make decisions based on social media, but it's just like a website or something. They want to know, are you really out there? Are you really doing this thing or are you some scam behind the scenes? So if they're doing their job, they're going to look for something. If that's on social, you want to make sure you're showing up so that you can actually say, yeah, here I am. I have so many accounting mentors and or peers that's the only reason they show up, right? They know that they need to show up in today's world in some way. Maybe it's one time a week. Okay, that's great. At least they have a presence.
Yeah. I think it's just important that I definitely feel like the consumer does look at social now,
Yeah.
even for restaurants, coaching,
Yeah.
anything. And it doesn't have to be 7 days a week. So I
No.
love that you said that. It
Yeah.
could be one day a week.
It depends on who you are and what, I mean, if you're a creator and you're selling something, well, guess what, you guys, one day a week isn't going to help. It's not going to do it. But if you're a firm that's providing a service and you have a clientele that's not on TikTok or not on Insta or not on Facebook, then showing up once or twice a week just to have presence is all you need.
Yeah.
But maybe you need to spend more time on LinkedIn, right? I mean, and I don't know if there's a right or wrong. I'm not even going to go there. That's a conversation I don't even want to have. I'm so over all of that. But hey, I show up, dang it. So, in summary, Jordan, if someone's listening to this and they know that 2026 is their year, given the top 3 things, I set 3 intentions for every new project, new day, whatever it is. What is the top 3 things that they should do starting now? Because why wait till 2026? And just begin.
Yeah. I think the first thing is batching. And if you are kind of feeling hesitant towards that, really just say, okay, I'm going to do 3 a week. And that is my goal. And that's where I start. And just see how it shifts. Even if you are someone that's like, well, it's about how I feel, I want to just challenge you and see what it feels like to have that scheduled and see how much more creative you are, how much more peace you have this holiday season, because you're going to notice a huge difference.
Yes.
And that's the first thing. I think when business owners learn how to batch content, it gives them so much more freedom and their time back. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I would definitely be in your stories, and I think you can have 3 stories a day, and that is perfectly fine. But one of them has to be your face talking to the camera. And if that stresses you out, go in your car, but talk to the camera. You can have something in your hand, like a coffee or I don't know, a bottle of water. That's what's right next to me right now. And it will help you show up better so your hands aren't like doing this. They're kind of crazy. So that's how I help people start with just face to camera. But they really want to see you and they want to know who it is they're buying from. And beautiful Canva graphics are great, but there's nothing that replaces like you.
Right.
So that needs to be a thing. And the third thing I would tell you is like it's a mindset shift. And I talked about it today on a video I posted, and it was like how interesting when we realize like how little people are actually paying attention and care.
Mm-hmm.
And how sad will it be in 15 years if you wake up to that and you say, I actually could have done all the things I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think just sit with that and think, like, what am I going to miss out on? Like, what are the things I really, really want to do? And start going for it because I'm doing this 30 things I wish I knew before I turned 30 series right now,
Okay.
and I really realized just looking back, people really weren't paying attention.
No.
I could have done a lot more of the things I wanted to do, and that's only 10 years. That's
Right.
10 years of stuff that I could have been doing. And so just really thinking before the year gets here, like, what do I want to do, and just decide I'm going to go for it. I don't care what people think. It's my life. You're the only person who gets to live this life. And I just want to see you guys just like crushing it. So
Oh, I love
those are the top
that. I
three.
love that because it's not just about social media. It's like, what am I preventing myself from? What is the sabotage that I'm bringing to my own life, right? Because
Yeah,
we all have it. And if you don't think you do, get real, sister or
everybody
mister,
does.
right? We all have it. We all have it.
Yeah.
So every episode I always ask, what is the definition of courage to you, Jordan? And so you wrote, building something from scratch instead of waiting for permission. Wow, like powerful, right? Like your way. That's all we've been talking about is doing it your way. Choosing faith over fear in business, health, and life. Being willing to evolve even publicly. There's the one right there we just talked about. And letting people see your heart and your hustle. That we get to be and both, right? We don't have to be and or, it's and both. We get to be as multi-passionate, as multi-focused, as multi anything that's in your heart if you choose to, but it's going to take more work. So are you willing to do the work? So that heart and hustle, oh my gosh, that hit me good because I think that's what most people were saying is that if you don't focus, then how are you going to dial in? Well, I'm just going to work harder. And it's not about working harder to the point of exhaustion or overwhelm or any of those things. It's creating the systems, it's making the promises to myself and following through. It is setting really strong boundaries. And when you can do all of that, that's hustle, you guys. All of those things are actually
Mhm.
hustle. So when you can do those things, that is a part of your mission, your message, your brand. Because I'm like Jordan, I don't love that word either. So before we jump off here, let everyone know, where can they find you? What do you have coming up that they might want to really dive into for this next year?
Yeah. So I would love to connect with you guys on Instagram. And my Instagram is Jordan Kylie Official. I share a lot on there. You'll see my dogs, don't worry. And I have an incredible community I would love to offer to you guys. So it's called the Social Powerhouse Community, and it is open to business owners, creators, coaches, and I do a lot of training in there. And there's a ton of resources. So there is about 730 members right now, and it's just growing every day, and I'm loving seeing them step into just posting and batching. And there's so much training that goes in there as well, with like live training, so you guys will find out everything that's coming as well. But something I'm really excited about that I'm doing is I have put together a group coaching program. It launches in January, and it is 6 months, and it's for the people that are really wanting to get clear on social media, take action, and do it with a group. Like I was telling someone yesterday, I'm so excited for all the idea sharing that's going to be going on.
Yes.
And I also brought in the one-on-one component because I just love like that time with you guys. So if you're looking to really get clear on social and see some major growth, like I would love to have you.
Awesome. And I will drop all of Jordan's links in the show notes. So go to show notes if you just are missed all of that. Go to show notes, click on the links. And remember, you guys, that the podcast is for everybody and we never know who that person is. So remember to share it, download it, and love you, mean it. Till next time.